Justice John Devine about 6 years ago, I believe it was, at a Texas Values Policy Conference. The reason I talked with him is because it was an opinion of his that I read, and he probably thought, you're crazy, what are you doing? In fact, you called me an odd duckling at one time because I watched Supreme Court cases, the Texas Supreme Court online. But anyway, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and what is your response to what you've been hearing here tonight?
Well, thank you. And yeah, anybody that pays attention to our work is either a practitioner in the appellate court or an odd duckling. And I could, usually what I've done in the last few events, I've asked for a show of hands. How many here can name 2 Supreme Court justices of the state of Texas? I've got 2 or 3, and one of them is a justice. I know. That's the biggest response I've seen yet. The fact is, nobody knows who we are. And, of course, you know, Mr. Younger, I tried my best. I tried the best I could in a lot of cases. Britton, I agree with many of your responses about judges that sit on the courts. Most of us are inadequate to deal with this issue. And if you're relying on us, I'm afraid that's a failure. And so, you know, and I'm not trying to deflect what I've heard tonight, but a lot of these are legislative issues. 100%. And you know, often everybody wants us to solve them. And I'm telling you firsthand that we are inadequate. We just can't do it. Most of our cases, the family law realm, are child termination cases. And ladies and gentlemen, they are some of the worst fact patterns. And in terms of best interests of the children, it pains me as a father of 7 to have to allow these to go forward. Because to me, it's a constitutional right to have your children. It's not some rule or some fiction made up by some body of government. It is a fundamental constitutional right. And it is a worthy battle. It is an honorable battle for you to be here tonight. And I'm so impressed with everybody that's here and with this panel. My background is I'm a father of 7. As I indicated, I've been married to my spouse, Nupia Piedad Gomez, for 34 years. I've been on the trial court in Harris County for nearly 8 years. I was a special judge in Harris County for 10, and I've been on the Texas Supreme Court for nearly 12 years. It sometimes can be a challenging job when you have to stand alone for issues that, in your opinion, are so clear, as Mr. Younger's case and so many others, where you have to stand alone. And you know, when you stand alone, you attract attention and you make enemies. And sometimes those enemies are worthy. And you know, that's just part of the job. You can't hide. Legislators love to hide because they can, say, well, if I don't need to vote on this, this is really the way I feel, I'll vote against it and end up that way my constituent. No. In my world, you need to come forward so that the people can understand that there's 2 sets of arguments. Truly, the irony is that I'm here for a guy that's sitting in jail right now for what he believed. And I, despite what might think, I didn't cause that. But it's really an irony. And I'm happy to be here to fill in for him. And again, I hope you guys keep him in his prayers. I think in our car we raised $750 to get him out. And hopefully he'll be out soon.
Thank you so much. And we so much appreciate you. That's what I appreciate most is Justice Devine was not afraid to stand alone. And in the case that I talked with him about, I think he even influenced the entire court to take his position.